Hey guys, it's me again. Today's Monday, April 27th. I miss you. I can't wait to see you again sometime. We got some good stuff going on today, some learning, some growing. We got new things to do in cursive writing today. We have a new page we're going to try out and see how that works, writing a little bit smaller than usual with actual paper, not a printed out paper. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, let's... Oh, you can see behind me I have emoji wallpaper behind me. I thought it might be fun to put something new up there. I like to put something new up there every day. So I hope you noticed that. Oh, I got a fist bump emoji. Fist bump! I got a whip, whip, whip. Anyways, let's jump right in. Today's speed drill is going to be page 110, number 1. We have a new speed drill page 110, number 1. You can do that on your own when you are ready. La-dee-dee. When you are finished with your speed drill, open to page 294 in your math book and take that out. 294. This is some review stuff of things that we already learned together. Number 1 says, a walking stick is helpful when hiking steep trails. Write the products using the groups of walking sticks to help you. Now, we practiced this while we were still in school, counting by threes. Counting by threes is going to help us do the multiplication 3 family. What I mean is 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. 15, 18, 21, 24, 20... I messed up there somehow. Let's do it together. 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I put a finger up for the 0. I shouldn't do that. Okay, we're going to start with this. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Now we're going. 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30. That's right, because 10 fingers counting by 3 should be 30, because 10 times 3 makes 30. So, you can see that these walking sticks are in groups of 3. So we're going to be counting by 3s for our multiplication today. You'll see that down below the walking sticks you have a bunch of multiply by 3s. 0 times 3, and 5 times 3, and 10 times 3. Now, you can count by 3s to figure out the answer for all of these. Let's look at the first one. 0 times 3. Well, we know that 0 times everything makes 0, and 0 groups of 3 is 0. So 0 times 3 makes 0. Now, the second one. 5 times 3. We can do a count by 5s or a count by 3s, whatever's easiest for you. Since we're starting with, since we're doing count by 3s today, we'll do count by 3s because we also have walking sticks that help us. So 5 groups of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. So 15 is 5 groups of 3. And you'll notice that 3 groups of 5 is also 15. Because if you switch the numbers around, 5 times 3 and 3 times 5, it's still the same. Next one, 10 times 3. Here's another one that we could do. A 10 times, since we know our tens family, we could just bump the 0 over to the other side of the 3, because 10 times 3 makes 30. But if we're counting by 3s and using our walking sticks, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30, the answer's the same because in multiplication, just like addition, we switch the numbers around and the answer has to be the same. It's a rule. I'll let you do the rest of those on your own. If you get stuck, use the walking stick chart to help you. They're in groups of 3. You can count by 3s. Number 2. 1 yard is a group of 3 feet. Write the number of feet by multiplying by 3. So if, hold on a second, I'll be right back. Cha-ching! Here is a yard. In a yard there are 3 feet. So this is a group of 3 feet. Now, here's another group of 3 feet, another group of 3 feet, and another group of 3 feet. I have 4 yardsticks. Each one of these is a group of 3. So, on our paper it says 1 yard equals 3 feet. Did it again. 1 yard equals how many feet? We know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. Do I have my ruler around here? I diggily don't. But if I did, I would show you 1, 2, 3 like I used to do in school all the time. Woo! And then I would hit somebody on the head when they weren't looking. So if we have, next, beside that we have 3 yards. So 3 yards equals how many feet? Here's a group of 3, here's a group of 3, here's a group of 3. Each yard is a group of 3. So 3, 6, 9. So 3 yards equals how many feet? 9 feet. We're just multiplying by 3. Now next says 9 yards equals how many feet? Well, pretend this is 9. We're going to count each one, and we'll count it up to 9 times. 3, 6, 9, that's 3. 12, 15, 18, that's 6. 21, 24, 27. 9 times 3 makes 27. Each yardstick is like a group of 3. I wish I had 9 yardsticks. I used to have a whole bunch, but I let people borrow them and I don't get them back. Don't eat yardsticks. They're unhealthy. So in the second row, we have 6 yards equals how many feet? We do 6 times 3 to find out how many that is. 10 yards equals how many feet? Once again, 10 times 3. And then the last one, 0 yards equals how many feet? That should be easy. Okay, when you're ready, let's do number 3 together. This morning, there were some tents set up at the campground. In the afternoon, 17 more tents were set up. Now there are 47 tents set up. How many tents were at the campground in the morning? Now this doesn't really give you the same clue words as we're used to. We have to use our thinky thinks on this one. So, we know that in the morning there was some tents set up. In the afternoon, 17 more tents were set up. And at the end, there was 47 altogether. We have to figure out how many tents there were in the morning. Well, let me help you through this one. We have to take the altogether number of tents that they had at the end. And that was, let me see, 47. So 47, put that on top in your workspace box. 47 is how many tents they had altogether. Now what we have to do is we have to take away how many tents came in the afternoon. Because when you add how many tents were in the morning plus how many tents were afternoon, it gives us the altogether tents number. So to find the missing number, we have to turn it backwards and subtract. So put the 47 on top like I told you. We're going to take away how many tents came in the afternoon. That's 17. So 47 take away 17. When you figure out that answer, you will know how many tents there were in the morning. So when you put your answer on the line, don't forget your label. See the little marking for label there? And the label is in red letters to help you. Tents. So how many tents were there in the morning? All right, you figure that out. When you're ready, flip your paper over to the opposite side. Here we have some fractions and some pictures of fractions. All righty. Mark under, oh, don't forget to put your name on top, that'd be spicy good. Mark the circle under the correct mixed number, oh please won't you now, and then do have some tea with me. Here we have 3 circles that are coloured in all the way. One circle's cut into 4 equal pieces with 1 piece coloured in. Well, we know there are 3 whole circles. That means our whole number has to be 3. Our big number has to be 3 because there are 3 coloured in circles. Let's look at the last circle that's cut into 4 equal pieces. Shall we? We shall. If there are 4 pieces altogether, there are 1 piece coloured in. We have 1 on top of the 4 because there's 4 altogether and 1 coloured in. So our big number is 3 and 1/4. Do you see 3 and 1/4 on there? I sure do. Colour the circle for 3 and 1/4. The next one, I'm going to help you out just a little bit now, mate. we got 3 circles that are colored in all the way. We got 1 circle that's cut into 3 equal pieces with 2 pieces colored in. So 3 whole pieces, and then 1 piece that's cut into 3 with 2 colored in. That's a clue there. The 2 on top, the 3 on the bottom, and 3 whole ones. I'll let you see if you can figure that out on your own, matey. Alright, number 2. Write the numbers for the Roman numerals. I will let you do this part on your own because you are really good and smart and good at Roman numerals. So, you can pause it now, do your Roman numerals part. Then we'll move on to part 3 together. Now 3 is one of those tricky ones with the clocks. However, I have my handy dandy clock that's going to help us figure out the answers together. Marco's family hiked a short distance on the Bright Angel Trail. Set the clocks and write the times for the family hike. So, we have to start with the first time. Then it says 1 hour late, 1 hour later for the second time, and then 1½ hours later, 36 inches later. Anyways, silly stuff. Alright, we gotta start with the first clock, and let's make the first clock look like the one on there. So the hour hand is between a 9 and 10. Stay in there, 9. No! And the minute hand is, oh, it already is. So our first clock on our paper looks like this. Do you know what time that says? Well, we start with our hour hand. The small hand comes first. So it's between this one and this one. When it's between, it goes to the before number. 9 is before 10, so it goes to the before number. So 9, ... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 9, ... 25 is our starting time. So put 9:25 on there. Now, if we look at the arrow, and we will, it says 1 hour later. 1 hour later. If we go 1 hour later, our minute hand is going to go all the way around and right back to the exact same spot. When it's 1 hour exactly, the minute hand goes all the way around and back to the same spot. So guess what? Our minutes is going to be 25. But when we go 1 hour, the hour hand is going to go 1 hour from where it was before. So, our minutes stayed the same, so we still have 25 in the minutes. Hours comes first. It's between this one and this one. So it's between this one and this one. If it's between, it goes to the before. So if we had 9:25, there's my clock hat. Hello everyone, look at my clock hat. We had 9:25, and now we have 10:25. Now the second change is a little bit more difficult because we have to change the minutes and the hours. Pardon. It says 1½ hours later. So we have to go 1½ hour later. So if we go 1 hour later, this minute hand is going to go all the way around one time. So that means this goes up to here, between the 11 and 25. And the minute hand, it goes 1 hour, and then it goes a half hour more. So 1 hour and a half hour. Do you remember how many minutes are in a half an hour? How many minutes are in a whole hour? 60. What's half of 60? What's half of 6? 3. What half of 60? 30. So we're going to go 30 minutes with our handy dandy minute hand. All right. I got to hold this still. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So there is our new time. The hour hand is between the 11 and the 12. Minute hand is on the 11. So if it's between the 11 and the 12, it goes to the ding 11. And minute hand on the 11 means 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. 11 is 55 minutes. So our last time is going to be 11:55. Did you figure that out on your own before I got to it? I hope you did. I hope you did. Time can be a little bit tricky sometimes. All right, last part of math today. People make a burro ride to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Color 1/4 of the burros brown. Now, we have to find 1/4 of the boroughs. We had a secret trick for finding 1/4 of a group. Who remembers our secret trick? Do you? I do. Do you remember? Okay. We use half of a half. That's all I'm telling you. To find 1/4 of a group, we find half of a half. That will help you find how many boroughs, a borough is kind of like in the donkey family, that you should color brown. So I hope you have a brown. Okay, pause it, take your time, finish your page, take as much time as you need, and unpause it when you're ready, and we will do phonics together. All right, here I am for phonics. Phonics page today is 285. Boy, we're almost in the 300s for both math and language phonics. We did a lot of work this year. We learned a lot of things. I can't believe we learned adjectives and adverbs this year. Only smart kids are able to do that. All right, if you remember, when we learned about adverbs last week, adjectives tell us about nouns, and adverbs tell us about verbs. Okay? Verb is an action. Adverbs tell us about that action. And adverbs usually end in, what is it? Ly, and slowly, ly. Adverbs usually end in ly and slowly. At least almost all the ones we've done so far. So, let me read the top part. Adverbs are words that describe verbs. Yeah. They may tell how the action of the verb is done. They often end in ly, and slowly. Number 1, read the sentences. Underline the verb 2 times. Circle the adverb that tells how. Draw a small arrow from the adverb to the verb. The first one shows us what to do. Number 1, Mike's new baby sister cries loudly. Well, they underlined cries because cries is what the baby does. Babies do that a lot. But how does she cry? You see it? Loudly tells us how she cried. So circle loudly and draw a line to, well, the line's already there. The line is already there for cries. Now, the next one we're going to do together, and the next 2, I'll let you do on your own. Now, in today's sentences, the adverb is not going to be right beside the verb, but the adverb still ends in ly and slowly, and it still tells us about the verb, the action. Mom divided the snack crackers evenly. Mom divided the snack crackers evenly. Now, let's look for the verb first. What's the action in that sentence? What did Mom do? She divided. So underline divided 2 times. That's the action that she did. But how did she do it? What ly and slowly word tells us how she did it? Do you see it? She did it evenly. So put a circle around evenly and draw a line all the way back to divided, because evenly tells us how she divided. It's an adverb. Now I'm going to read you the next 2, and I want you to see if you can underline the action, the verb, 2 times, circle the ly and slowly, the adverb, and draw a line from the adverb all the way to the verb. We walked into the classroom quietly. We walked into the classroom quietly. Look for the action, underline it 2 times. Look for the adverb that describes how we walked. It usually ends in ly. Circle it and draw a line all the way back to the verb. I hope this is easy for you. I think it is. It's hard for me to tell because I'm watching a video, or I'm watching it looking at a camera who's recording myself, and you're watching me, but I don't get to watch you. I'll pretend I watch you sometimes, like I'll say hi and stuff, but I don't really get to see you. I snuggled next to Grandma cozily. I snuggled next to Grandma cozily. Now, look for the action. What did I do in the sentence? Underline it 2 times. That's our verb. Once you have that underlined, look for the adverb, the ly and slowly word, that tells us how it got done. And then draw a line all the way back to the verb. Okay, when you're ready, let's go to number 2. Draw lines to match the adverbs with the verbs you think matches best. We have some verbs here, which are the actions, and some adverbs. We're going to draw lines from the verbs to the adverbs that sound like they should go together. Build, nibble, climb, poke, and dig. The adverbs are carefully, accidentally, correctly, easily, and helpfully. Now, which one of those adverbs would best describe build? Which adverb would best describe nibble? Which adverb will best describe climb? Now, it's okay if you pick the same adverb twice for the different verbs. That's okay. There's no rule in the directions that says you can't draw it to the same one. Which adverb goes with poke? And which adverb do you think goes with dig? And once again, it's okay if you pick the same adverb for two different verbs, because they do go together. Because you could carefully build and you could carefully climb. Carefully goes good with both of those. Number 3, write as many adverbs as you can think of for the verb obey. So think of some adverbs. There's 4 spaces there, or 6 if you want to count the middle spaces, which we usually don't. We usually count them as empty spaces, so you can put your lines in the basement. Adverbs that describe the word obey. I could obey happily. I could obey grumpily. I could obey quickly. I could obey slowly. Those are some adverbs that tell how someone could obey. See if you can think of your own. It's okay if you use a couple of mine too. Okay, you can pause it if you need to. If not, let's move on to dictation. I'm going to read you a sentence, and I want you to write that sentence the way it should go. Now, I'm going to give you a warning ahead of time to remember our rule about commas when you have 3 things in a group. Okay, remember that commas go between those things? That's going to be in the sentence today. Shh, it's a secret. I lost my red, green, yellow, and black crayons. Now, there's 4 things in that group, so you're going to need 3 commas. I lost my red, green, yellow, and black crayons. I'll read it one more time, and if you need to hear it again, you can rewind. I lost my red, green, yellow, and black crayons. There are 4 colors of crayons, but commas between those things that are in a group. Take your time and do that carefully, and when you're ready, flip it over, pause if you need to. Okay, we're on the back side. Oh, please make sure you remember to put your name on top of the other side in the name spot. That's a big help to me. Thank you so much. Number 1, read the sentences. Write an adjective in each blank. Now, if you remember adjectives tell us about nouns. Like if the noun is desk, it could be a neat desk, or a messy desk, or a wooden desk. That tells us what kind of desk it is. Or 20 desks. That tells us how many. Caden and his brother decided to build a blank clubhouse. What's a good adjective that can tell what kind of clubhouse they wanted to build? Could it be a big clubhouse? It could be a little clubhouse. It could be a shiny clubhouse. What kind of clubhouse did they build? It's up to you. Under their blank tree. Now, what kind of tree is it? Could be a maple tree, or an oak tree, or could be an old tree. Those are adjectives that tell us what kind of tree it is. Dad gave them some blank wood and blank nails. So, for wood, what kind of adjective could we use? We could use some hardwood. We could use some cut wood. We could use some brown wood. And some blank nails. We could use a number for that one since it says nails. And blank nails. Maybe like 20 nails? 10 nails? If you want to use a number. Or you could use an adjective word like metal nails? It's up to you. I'm going to read the rest, and I want you to think of the adjectives that go in those spots. The boys found some blank tools in the shed that Dad said they could use. Let's find some paint and paint a blank and blank clubhouse. So there's two words there about the clubhouse. A blank and blank clubhouse. Maybe a green and blue clubhouse or an orange and gray clubhouse. Caden put blank boards together, but bent blank nail. At last, Dad offered to help the blank boys. Now they have a blank clubhouse that is just the right size for blank boys. So, think about the adjectives, take your time, and put an adjective word in each blank that makes sense. Could be numbers, if it makes sense for numbers. It could be a word that tells about the noun. Just read it and make sure it makes sense. Do your best to spell it carefully. Take your time and do that. Pause it if you need to. Go on to part 2. Write the sentences correctly on the lines. Add capitals and correct punctuation. Here we have some sentences that are written the wrong way. They're not out of order like we sometimes do, but they are written wrong. They're not correctly done. Have you ever heard an elk? Well, they didn't put a capital at the beginning, and that's a question sentence, and they forgot the question mark. So we're going to write that sentence with a capital letter at the beginning and a question mark at the end. Next, bugling sounds like high squealing. Fix that sentence and write it on the line below. Make sure capitals and punctuation go where they belong. It is a strange noise from a big animal. It's true. Elk calls, when they bugle, they sound kind of weird. It is a strange noise from a big animal. Write that sentence correctly below. You can pause it now. When you're ready, we'll go to part 3. Circle the word in each sentence. Here we have sentences with a choice in each sentence, and we need to choose the correct word. We saw several bighorn sheep laying in a grassy meadow or lying in a grassy meadow. Remember, laying means putting something somewhere. Lying means lying down for a rest. 2 big sheep was hitting their curved horns together, or 2 big sheep were hitting their curved horns together. Which one sounds correct? Which one is correct? It made an enormous sound. It made a enormous sound. Which one of those is correct? We sat in the van and watched them, or we sat in the van and watched them. Which one of those is correct? Take your time to finish that page. Next thing we're going to do is get out our cursive writing. It'll look like a page like 51, right? Yeah, it looks like a page with some tractors on it. That should be the one. Yes, tractors on it. Now it's going to be a little different than usual. You are going to put your name on top up here where it says name, or it doesn't say name, but it's right above warm up. Now the warm up, what that is you put your pencil on the red line and you make loops, like backwards loops, like a small L. Loop, 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 like you're making a whole bunch of L's touching each other. And then down here, the warm up is the same thing. So start on the red dot and go loop, loop, loop. Stay on the lines till you get all the way to the end. That gets our hands ready to do some cursive writing. It's like a warm-up in phys ed when you do your warm-up to get your legs ready. Trace and write. Now, here we have small letters. You're going to trace R in stars. Do you see the red dot on that line? Well, there's also a red dot right here. That's where you start your A for R in stars, the first A. So you're going to start on that red dot, make your A for R in stars. You're going to trace it first, write it neatly beside it. Then the same thing below. Or in morning. So you're going to trace or in morning and then start at the red dot and make or in morning. And then we have some words down here. Horn. That red dot shows you where to start the H for horn. And yard. Trace yard. And that red dot shows you where to start the Y for yard. Now at the bottom, we have 2 sentences. We're going to trace these sentences and put them down below. Each farmer drove a tractor. That goes right here. And then down below in the next line, do you see the red ones? Now, there are some capital letters at the beginning of those sentences. So what we're going to do is do a quick review of capital E's and capital D's on the board. So follow me. over to the board. Hope you don't mind if I use red today, because I'm going to. Hope you can see it okay. So, capital E's, make a loop, make another loop, and back up. Okay, start at the top, make a loop, down, make another loop, down, back up. That's how you make E's. We learned those already, but just to review. Capital D's, start at the top, they go slanty down, make a loop, back up, make another loop. Slanty down, make a loop, back up, make another loop. Well, I didn't say the lines very good in that one. I was trying to watch through the camera and try to write at the same time. So that's how you make capital E's, capital D's. All right, back to the learning zone where the emojis are. Okay. At the bottom it says additional practice. You don't have to do anything in that row today. Maybe some other day we'll do something, but today we won't. Now, you don't need to do the back side of this paper. The back side of this paper will be tomorrow's work. Okay, so don't lose this paper. Save it for tomorrow. After you finish 51, 52 is tomorrow's. We're not going to do two sides every day. We're going to do one side each day. All right. Next on the list is science, page 11. Let me get my science book out. We're talking about protein foods today, it looks like. Yes, protein foods. The meat group that hangs up in our classroom, that's protein foods. And milk is also a protein food, even though milk has its own group. So here you see some things. There's fish, there's milk, there's steak, there's chicken, cheese, things that have protein in them. And protein is a muscle-building food. Now, we learned that pasta foods give us energy. That helps our body work, kind of like gas goes in a car, makes it go. Pasta foods and like cereal and stuff and spaghetti, those give our body energy to go and run and play. But protein foods help keep our muscles strong. When you go to sleep at night, your muscles get built back up again. Okay? And protein is useful for that. On the next page, actually you're going from 11 up to 14. Now there is a crossword puzzle here. I don't want you to write in your book because I have to use these books every year. But if you look at the questions here, see if you can figure out the answers. The answers are all up here. See if you can figure out what the clues are talking about from what we read. And there's also it says circle the protein foods, even though we're not going to circle. Take a look at each one, see if you can figure out what the protein foods are in that group. And last is mineral group. Now, you'll notice that fish is on here too, and milk is on here too. Those are protein foods and mineral foods. Minerals is something inside the foods that helps keep our bodies healthy. We need those, kind of like vitamins. And we'll stop there on your last science page. Not very much to do for reading and science today. That's cool. Tomorrow we'll be doing, in science, vitamin foods, like the fruits and veggies where we get our vitamins from. Some of you might take a vitamin gummy sometimes that has vitamins for you too. And my boys do a vitamin gummy. Let's see here. Last thing is our reading today. 160 to 166. We're doing animals from around the world. We did pandas last time. Hopefully we're going to be doing some more pandas. And we are doing some more pandas. 160 to 166. No, today's the first day of pandas. I was looking at tomorrow's pages. Say, page 160, pandas. They're mostly in Asia. We don't have too many pandas around here. They like eating bamboos, I know that. They're black and white. Not as smelly as skunks, though, even though they're both black and white. So 160, there's some questions on 163. Take your time and see if you can figure out those answers. And read up to page 166, where there's also some more questions about that. Now, you don't need to read the bottom of page 166, because we're going to read that tomorrow for tomorrow's work. So if you can just stop at the questions on the top of page 166 there. So, pandas again, pandas today, pandas again tomorrow. Let me take a quick look and see what we're doing next. Ostriches, the large birds of ostriches. Some people like to ride ostriches. I never rode on one before, but it looks like it might be fun. Okay, that's our video today. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We'll have a math test extra video tomorrow. I hope you're liking the Bible Superbook videos that I put on there too. I love the Superbooks; they're so cool. I hope you're learning some things from them too. All right, guys, that's it for Monday. I will see you tomorrow. Be a good old bear for Mom and Dad. Take it easy.